JLP MP'S stand up with Andrew Holness. Dr. Elaine Williams-Morgan is advocating for a reform of the Jamaica educational system. Robber got detained by citizens while father of a Don killed in West Kingston. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. The Met Service said a large area of disturbed weather that has been producing heavy showers and thunderstorms across the Western Caribbean, including Jamaica, has now been classified as a potential tropical cyclone 9. Flash flood watch was issued to all low-lying areas and flood-prone areas of the southern and northwestern parishes, and this has now been extended to the remaining parishes locally, and the watch will remain in effect until 5 p.m. today. Government members of Parliament have pledged to defend the reputation of Prime Minister Andrew Holness with the full force of the Constitution and the law. Leaders of government business in the House of Representatives, Edmund Bartlett, who heads the caucus of government MPs, has accused the parliamentary opposition of misusing and misrepresenting reports of the Integrity Commission to malign the Prime Minister. In a statement released on Friday, Mr. Bartlett pointed out that the Integrity Commission has not identified any evidence of wrongdoing by the Prime Minister despite years of investigation. He said the government MPs will not tolerate any politically motivated attacks on the Prime Minister's character or his leadership. The government Senate caucus on Thursday expressed full support for Mr. Holness. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Labour Party has said it is pushing ahead with legal action against the senior members of the People's National Party instead of engaging in a public spat. Prime Minister Holness last Thursday declared that he had instructed his attorneys to initiate legal action against senior members of the PNP over comments about when he became aware of the Integrity Commission's probe into his finances. And in response, PNP legal advisor Anthony Hilton said the threat of legal action by the Prime Minister will neither deter nor distract the party from defending the rights of the Jamaican people to good governance, transparency, and probity in public life. Meanwhile, Dr. Elaine Morgan, a media and management consultant and author, is advocating for a reform of the Jamaica educational system as stakeholders endeavor to restore stability in regions of the nation that are prone to criminal activity. Dr. Williams-Morgan believes that character development in schools, a return to values and attitudes in homes, and increased church involvement are all necessary. Stakeholders use International Day of Peace globally observed on September 21st to discuss solutions towards creating a more peaceful society. Chairman of the Manchester Peace Coalition, Dr. Clifford Reid, has expressed concern about Jamaica's ranking among the least peaceful countries in the world and challenged the country to consider the way forward towards a more peaceful society. President of the Manchester Neighbourhood Council, Verna Manning, also encouraged more residents to form neighbourhood watches and partner with the police to make their communities and parishes safer. Meanwhile, teams of police assigned to the St. Elizabeth Police Division charged a 28-year-old laborer of Braes River District, St. Elizabeth, with burglary, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition after he was held breaking into a house with a firearm. Police said the incident occurred in Mount Plymouth District in the parish last Thursday, September 19. Reports are that about 1 a.m., a man was at home sleeping when he was awakened by a strange noise in the house. He went to investigate when he saw the accused, Sean Thompson, inside the house with a firearm in his hand. A tussle ensued between them. An alarm was raised during the altercation. Relatives came to the assistance of the man, and Thompson was disarmed and detained. A report was made to the police and the firearm was handed over to them, and Thompson was arrested on the arrival of the police, and he was charged after a question and answer session was conducted in the presence of his attorney. A man will now face the court after being charged with a slew of offenses related to a 2021 shooting death of a farmer in St. Catherine. Charges 21-year-old Jaden Wilson, otherwise called J-Bad, of Caymanas Estate in the parish. Wilson has been charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and boarding with intent. The deceased is 40-year-old Kevin Morris, otherwise called Kill Bill, a goat farmer from the community. Reports are that on Monday, May 3rd of 2021, around 8:40, Morris and another man were at home when Wilson and an accomplice allegedly pounced on them armed with guns and opened gunfire. Both men sustained gunshot wounds and were transported to hospital, where Morris was pronounced dead and the other man was admitted in serious but stable condition. The police said an investigation was launched and Wilson was apprehended on Friday of September 6 of this year. Meanwhile, all hell is ready to break loose in West Kingston after the father of a Don is killed. The Kingston Western Police are keeping a close watch on sections of the Craigtown community following a deadly attack on Sunday night which claimed the life of 61-year-old Vincent Lyons, otherwise called Makala, a bar operator of Madden Street. And he was fatally shot about 8 p.m. at the intersection of Baker Street and Madden Street. It is said that more than 14 spent shells were found at the scene. Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, head of the Kingston Western Police, said the police are now bracing for reprisal as Mr. Lyons is the father of the reputed leader of the 110 gang, which is based in the community. He said there has been a surge in murders and shootings during a bloody turf war between members of the 110 gang and the Gaza gang operating in Admiraltown police area. Phipps said the police is going after the violence producers within the community with a special focus to target the persons, especially those who are imported into the area to use violence against residents. Phipps said the leader of the two gangs have been recruiting men from Spanish Town, Walton Park Road, Denham Town, Alman Town, and Hannah Town. And you can see that the Prime Minister made a big mistake sending troops to Haiti when they are needed in Jamaica. Enough people are dead from this one murder, and the police are not enough in numbers to prevent it. Rashawn Patterson, the man charged in connection with the October 2022 murder of social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend, had his bail extended when he made an appearance in the St. James Circuit Court yesterday. Patterson was given bail when he made an appearance in court on July 16. The case was delayed on Monday due to an outstanding postmortem report of Slickiana and DNA results which are currently being awaited on by the Crown. As a result, Supreme Court Judge Justice Bertram Morrison, who presided over the matter, gave an October 18 mentioned date to allow time for the files to be completed. And once those files are completed, a trial date will be set. Townsend's scantily clad body was retrieved from the sea in Reading in St. James on October 21st, and Patterson is accused of strangling Townsend and disposing of her body. Patterson was named as a person of interest on October 22nd, and he was picked up at a guest house in Hanover by a Police Area 1 operational team on November 2nd after missing at least 2 deadlines to turn himself in. On to sports, there were 6 schoolboy football games that were scheduled to be played on Monday, and they have been rescheduled due to adverse weather conditions and waterlogged fields in the Intersecondary School Sports Association competition. A sustained period of bad weather that saw heavy rain over most of the island on the weekend has seen the rescheduling of 5 Manning Cup games and 1 in the DaCosta Cup competition. And the affected Manning Cup games are the Eltham vs Heidel High, Hill Selassie High vs Stats, Vauxhall High vs Camperdown, and Bridgeport High vs Jamaica College and Pembroke Hall High vs Excelsior High. The one DaCosta Cup game to be played between Little London High and Black River was also rescheduled. There were 3 games that were played in the Manning Cup yesterday. We have Dunoon clap Arden 4-0, Calabar hit 8 goals past Kingston Technical goalkeeper beating them 8-1, while Papine won the first game after beating Norman Manley 3-1, and Norman Manley have lost all 3 games that they played so far. There was also only 1 game played in the Premier League last night, and that was between Harbourview and Montego Bay, in which Harbourview came out the better team, beating Montego Bay United 2-1. And that's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.